Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to, cut through the noise and give you insights on the big issues for innovators. And today we're tackling something that's quietly becoming a major headache for some really promising biotech and med tech startups. You know the story, right? Everyone talks about the big hubs, Boston, New York, the Bay Area, access, talent, prestige, all that stuff. But there's this kind of uncomfortable truth lurking just below the surface. The real estate costs, there's suffocating, absolutely suffocating. Okay, let's unpack this a bit. We're not talking small potatoes here. Early stage companies, I mean, they're looking at leases hitting $90, sometimes $120 per square foot. That's not just a budget line item. That burns your runway fast. It eats the cash you need for, well, everything. Critical R&D gets stalled, hiring top people becomes this constant struggle, and it can even make investors nervous. It puts founders in this bind. Do you chase the prestige, the address, or do you actually focus on making scientific progress? So our mission today, explore a real alternative, a strategic move for founders who need progress, not just prestige. We want to help you figure out how to scale without compromise.
Yeah, it's a huge challenge. We call it the biotech dilemma, and it's more than just like an inconvenience. It's systemic. Urban rent is it's gone through the roof, even for companies with decent funding. And then there's the fact that finding lab space that actually works for biotech, it's scarce, it's inflexible. Or if you do find something, you're looking at maybe multi-million-dollar custom build-outs just to get started. Meanwhile, investors are quite rightly pushing for capital efficiency. So founders, they're caught. Money that should be funding breakthroughs is just going to rent to overhead. It's becoming really clear that, true innovation just can't thrive when it's stuck in these super expensive boxes. But what's fascinating here is there's a different way emerging. It's happening. We're seeing places like Fulton County, New York, kind of quietly building this reputation, a scalable alternative, really designed to tackle these exact problems.
Okay, so let's really dig into that urban dilemma because it's not just about the money on the spreadsheet, is it? For these startups, those crazy high real estate costs in the big hubs, they're a direct hit to their speed, their ability to innovate. Finding lab space that's actually flexible, purpose-built, good luck. It's like searching for a unicorn. And then you've got investors breathing down your neck about capital efficiency. But it goes deeper than just saving cash, right? Think about the impact. R&D timelines get stretched, hiring the best people, much harder. And investor confidence. Well, it can definitely take a hit if they see too much cash going to rent instead of research. It really makes you ask, is there actually a way for a founder who's serious about the science to avoid choosing between progress and just surviving? Is it always a trade-off? Or can you actually rewrite those rules?
Well, it's felt like a trade-off, like a zero-sum game for way too long, definitely. But if you connect this to the bigger picture, these high costs, they really do stifle innovation. They just divert capital away from the science. And it's not only the cost, it's the inflexibility, too. The hassle. Urban zoning often isn't biotech friendly, and you're competing for space with, like, every other hot industry. So imagine you're a startup, you need specialized labs. Finding that space in a big city, then building it out, you could be pouring millions, literally millions, into construction before you even run your first experiment. That's time, people, money, all pulled away from the core mission. And this is exactly where that counter-narrative comes in. Places like Fulton County. They're offering a direct response to this whole innovation-stifling problem. It's strategic.
Strategic space, not just any space. I like that distinction. So, okay, if the big hubs are throwing up these roadblocks, where are founders finding real solutions? It sounds like this new model, places like Fulton County, New York, they're really gaining traction. I hear it called New York's smartest place to scale. Even the Northeast's most scalable life sciences alternative. That's quite a claim. And you mentioned FCA, the Fulton County Industrial Development Agency. What's their role in all this?
They're central to it. FCI's mission is basically to help innovation thrive by getting rid of those barriers, the physical ones, the financial ones. They're actively working to remove them.
And it's not just talk.
No, not at all. They've got 4 distinct business parks now. And importantly, they're shovel-ready, each one designed for different kinds of biotech needs.
Shovel-ready. Okay, that sounds important. What does that actually mean for a startup?
It's critical. It means the basic infrastructure. Water, sewer, gas, that essential 3-phase electric power, high-speed internet. It's either right there on site or very easily accessible. Think about the time and money that saves. You're not spending months and huge amounts of capital just prepping the site, getting utilities hooked up.
Right, you can get straight to the important stuff, the science.
Exactly. It accelerates your speed to market. And in biotech, speed is, well, everything.
Totally. Speed is the name of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look closer at these 4 parks. You said they're tailored, different personalities.
That's right. They're not trying to be one size fits all.
So first up is Tryon Technology Park. What's the story there?
Tryon's the high-tech one.
Yeah.
Very customizable. It's big, over 200 acres, master plan, got all that robust infrastructure right there. Water, sewer, gas, power, fiber, the works.
And approvals. That's usually a bottleneck.
Here, they're fast-tracked. They often get site plan approvals done in 60 to 90 days, which is remarkably quick.
Wow. So who's that ideal for?
Think R&D campuses, critical GMP manufacturing facilities, or companies planning multi-phase lab developments. It's built for that kind of growth.
Okay. GMP ready, multi-phase. Got it. What's next? Johnstown Industrial Park. Sounds more industrial.
It is. It's very connected, very established, and it's geared for manufacturing scale-up. Location's key here, too. Only about 4 miles from I-90, the main highway.
Ah, easy logistics.
Exactly. Big names like FAG Yogurt and Euphrates Medical are already there, fully serviced with utilities, fiber, everything you need for larger scale operations.
So biotech, manufacturing, maybe packaging, process scale stuff.
Precisely. Johnstown's a real sweet spot for that kind of operation.
Makes sense. Then you mentioned Crossroads Industrial Park. How's that different?
Crossroads Industrial is about robust zoning, meeting supply chain smarts.
Yeah.
It's right on State Route 29, again with quick highway access. Utilities are available, ready to connect, and it's already got this ecosystem of logistics and light manufacturing around it.
So good for bioproduction, maybe device assembly, companies expanding.
Yes, exactly. Firms that need that smooth operational flow and good transport links would fit well there.
Okay, one more Crossroads Park. This one sounds different again. Campus style.
Yeah, this one has a more peaceful, professional feel. It's about 70 acres, set up like a campus. The zoning is interesting. Medical, research, office, or even hybrid use. Several successful med tech companies are already tenants.
So maybe headquarters, admin offices, clinical trial coordination, things that need to be near labs but aren't wet labs themselves.
That's the perfect niche for it, a collaborative professional environment.
So this variety, it really seems like the key point here. It's not just cheaper land.
Absolutely not. It's strategic. This range of parks offers very specific solutions. Companies can actually find a precise match for what they need right now and for their next stage. It completely avoids that wasteful, one-size-fits-all approach you often get stuck with elsewhere.
Right, you're not paying for things you don't need or trying to force a space to work.
Exactly. Whether you're heavy on R&D, scaling up manufacturing, or need an administrative hub, there's a park basically designed for you. And because they're pre-planned with biotech needs in mind, you sidestep a lot of those hugely expensive custom build-outs we talked about.
Which saves massive amounts of time and money up front.
It really streamlines your path to getting operational. It's all about optimizing your resources from day one.
Optimizing resources. Yeah, that's music to a founder's ears.
Yeah.
So beyond the physical space, the ready infrastructure, what about the bottom line, the financial side? Because you need more than just affordable space, you need a whole support system. Does FCIDA offer that?
They do. It's a comprehensive package. It's not just about the land. It's about the incentives that really move the needle financially and operationally.
Okay, like what specifically? What kind of tangible savings are we talking about?
Well, first, there's a real property tax exemption. It's usually structured as a pilot program that means payment in lieu of taxes. It typically starts with a hefty 50% exemption in the first year, then phases down over 10 years. That makes a big difference to your ongoing operational expenses, your OPEX.
50% in year one.
Yeah.
That's significant.
Definitely. Then there's an 8% sales tax exemption. Think about all the eligible equipment, material supplies for building out your lab or facility. 8% off? That adds up very fast for biotech.
Especially with specialized, expensive equipment.
Right. And you also save another 1% on the mortgage recording tax when you close on financing. Beyond those direct savings, FCIDA is really proactive in helping companies tap into state-level grants, too. They'll help you navigate programs like Excelsior Jobs and other New York State funding streams. They know how the system works.
So they help you find more money, too, not just save it.
Correct. And critically, there's workforce development support. They partner with SUNY institutions, local colleges, building specific training pipelines for biotech skills.
That's huge. Finding the right people is always a challenge.
It is. So all these pieces together, they
Right.
directly boost your capital efficiency, your long-term sustainability. It makes achieving real progress much more feasible, especially compared to burning cash in a high-cost hub.
You know, you mentioned bottlenecks earlier. Bureaucracy is often a huge one. Founders dread getting bogged down in red tape, permits. It can kill momentum just as much as high rent. But it sounds like Fulton County has tackled this. You hear things like, design for founders, not bureaucrats. Is that real?
It really seems to be part of their core philosophy. Speed and efficiency are priorities.
Like the 60 to 90-day approvals you mentioned for site plans and, what was it, SEU?
Yes, SEU, the State Environmental Quality Review. Getting through that and site plans in potentially 60 to 90 days is incredibly fast for New York State or anywhere, really.
How do they manage that? And what's this concierge-style support I've heard about?
That concierge support is, I think, a genuine game changer for founders. It means you have dedicated people helping you navigate everything: zoning questions, utility connections, accessing those incentives we talked about. They guide you through it. It cuts through the red tape, anticipates problems, prevents those delays that can just paralyze a startup.
So it saves you time, headaches?
Exactly. It saves your most valuable resource, time. It lets founders stay focused on their science, their product, not on fighting bureaucratic battles.
So who's the ideal company profile for this ecosystem? Who benefits most?
It seems particularly well suited for biotech startups in that pre-Series A to, say, Series B stage. Founders who are looking for maybe 5,000 to 25,000 square feet, often needing that hybrid lab office setup. Companies that need infrastructure ready for GMP or maybe space where they can build out in phases as they grow. And frankly, innovators who are just fed up with seeing their hard-won funding get eaten up by big city costs instead of going into big science potential.
Makes sense. But what about things like access to talent pools or investors? Moving away from a major hub might feel isolating.
That's a valid concern, but FCIDA seems very aware of it. They actively work to facilitate those connections. They help build bridges to academic partners for talent pipelines, and they support companies in maintaining visibility with investor networks. They work to make sure you have the resources, not just the real estate.
Okay, so wrapping this up, our deep dive today really suggests Fulton County, New York is offering something genuinely different. It's not just cheaper land, it's a strategic alternative, especially for growing startups in biotech and medtech. The bottom line seems to be this idea of scale without sacrifice. That's powerful. It's about giving you, the founder, the tools to outsmart the competition, maybe not just outspend them. You get to sidestep the crazy costs, the chaos, the compromises of the big hubs, but you still get the critical infrastructure you need, those valuable financial incentives, and access to a growing, tailored talent pipeline. And crucially, it sounds like with FSI, you're not just a tenant, you're getting a partner. Someone invested in your mission, your milestones, your momentum.
It really does point towards a shift, doesn't it? And it raises a really important question, I think, for anyone watching the innovation landscape. What is the emergence of these specialized, highly supportive ecosystems like what Fulton County is building? And what does it mean for the future? Is that traditional model, the super concentrated, expensive hub, is it being fundamentally disrupted? And if so, how critical will strategic location choices become? Could choosing the right place, not just the most obvious place, become a key competitive advantage for biotech startups moving forward? It definitely encourages all of us, whether you're a founder or just following the industry, to think outside those conventional boxes. Exploring these alternative models might unlock potential we haven't even fully realized yet for individual ventures and for where great science can actually happen.
Yeah, absolutely. That idea, strategic location as a competitive edge, that's something really worth thinking about. We definitely encourage you, our listener, to explore these possibilities. Think about what affordably building your future and really accelerating your science could look like in a place like Fulton County. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.